Sometimes love really can feel like a full-time job, or 5 of them. Welcome back to Love Bites. And we are close to the end of the first week. We're getting acclimated to all the various jobs that we agreed to take, and all these strange people that have given them to us. And things have gotten more than a little strange. We've heard disconcerting statements from several of the people, and several of the folks we haven't actually, or a couple of them rather, we haven't actually talked to yet, at least not in depth. So we're going to get to find out even more bizarre stuff, I imagine. But in the meantime, we are here on the university campus, and this is Thursday, I believe. You take a moment and wipe the sweat from your brow. You glance around at the flower bed, smiling with pride that you are almost done. Your assignment for today was to weed and remove the dead plants while school was out for the summer. Alice Cooper smiles in approval. One thing that aches is the small of your back. You can't recall any time recently when you did more bending and pulling. Leaving that line alone. Mutters, lift with your knees, my ass. Yeah, I can't really lift with my knees either because my knees are in just terrible shape. So I usually have to put my back into it. And hello, Husa Husa. Good to see you. Welcome in. Ahem. Unknown voice. Ahem. Husa Husa, is that you? Are you the unknown voice? You whirl around at the interruption and you see Tyrone standing behind you, a slight look of embarrassment on his face. Yes, I smite you with the embarrassing look on his face, and there's her expression again. Bah! Something the matter? I just came to say hello, but you seemed a bit pissed. I can leave if you want me to. Shaking your head. Sorry, I just ache in places I didn't know I had. I can sympathize. I know that when I started to take basketball seriously, some of the exercises left me wiped out until my body got used to it. He glances at the number of flower beds you finished. I'm impressed. You've almost got all of them done. Do you do any gardening yourself? Not really, or yes? I don't remember if she does gardening or not. You nod your head slightly, taking a last good look at her job well done. You rise and feel much better once you are standing straight up, as opposed to what you've been doing this entire time. I like to garden, mostly flowers more than anything, but it became a lot tougher to take care of things when I was in school. You wouldn't have anything left if you watered just once a week. You glance at your hand and wrinkle your nose as you notice how much dirt accumulated underneath your fingernails. Then you wouldn't like it when you crawl out of your grave. Say what? Pardon me, did you say something? Tyrone looks on with a bit of concern and then shrugs. Oh, I was just saying that if your back continues to bother you, I do have a couple things that might help. Liniment, a massage. Massage? So you didn't say anything about Wait, a massage? You notice Tyrone blush once more, and a stray thought occurs to you that if he keeps going at this rate, he might fall over from a lack of blood. Still better than someone suffering a nosebleed like in those anime films. Most of those are not so much a nosebleed as they are a nose geyser. Tyrone lifts a hand to the back of his head and he shrugs. Oh God, Ben Roethlisberger is inside her mind. Guess I'm just sticking my foot in my mouth today. Chuckles, if I didn't know better, I'd think you'd like me somehow. Yeah, I sort of do. Really? Probably from the first time we met. This was back when I was taking basic chemistry. You know, to satisfy the university science requirement. I was having a tough time, but one tutor helped me out a lot. You. Me? Maybe I did. To be honest, there were so many students, they all started to blur together. That would be physics. I figured that was the case. Still, you helped me pass with a C. You kept me on the team and made my parents happy. Yes, good solid C. Nothing like being average. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's nice to know that I was able to help. You wouldn't believe how many students basically wanted me to do their homework for them. Yeah, I'm surprised someone didn't ask you to take a test or two for them. Not for lack of trying, I think the largest bribe was around $500. Really? I'm not making this up. Did you ever consider it? Shaking your head. Of course not. It would also be my luck they would try to pass off some counterfeited currency at that. This student, he wouldn't have been someone named Peter Lynn. Actually, that's the one. You know him? You could say that. He was in danger of losing his starting position on the team, so he gave a little something to the person set to take his place. Oh dear. He gave him a roofie. At least he isn't here to cause more trouble. It's good to hear. As enjoyable as this conversation has been, I really need to get back to work. Oh, sorry if I took up too much of your time. Not a problem. Say. Yes? Would you... Are you trying to ask me out? Sort of, not really. Just that, well, I normally don't have a problem talking to girls, but with you... You find me intimidating? Nods. There is an air about you that, well, I don't know how to put it, but it gives me pause. Well, I promise you I don't bite. Well, not much. But that's... The name of the game, promised. False advertising. You give a slight laugh, letting Tyrone know that you are simply joking around. Then you take a huge chunk out of his bicep. So if we were to go out, what did you have in mind? Well, that would be up to you. I mean, we could go out for a meal, just hang around, whatever. Do something exciting. Hanging out sounds fine. I could take you to dinner. Hanging out? Yeah, I'm wondering. Like Warrior seems to have gone silent, and so is XH, and Huso said he was gay. He was just it was just lurking. Well, I guess it's the Keith and Kitten show. All right, hanging out sounds fine. Business alignment goes up by 1. Okay. Hanging out, taking care of business, working overtime. There's nothing wrong with hanging out. I mean, if the rest of my work days go like today, you would be too wiped to do much else. I could sympathize. The same thing happens when basketball season is in full swing. What I hate is when you dream of what you just did that day. I've lost track of the number of times I tossed my pillow in my sleep. This is why I no longer rest on a popple. Listen, I really need to get back to work. Talk with you later? Certainly. As you were taking trash out of the dumpster, you felt a chill run down your spine as the side looked caved in from a serious blow, while the metal cover had several gashes resembling claw marks at the top. I wish that didn't go by so fast. Hello? You exhale slightly, your eyes struggling to remain open. You glance around at the mostly empty bar, and you swear you feel each minute tick by. Soft footsteps behind you wake you up, and Ashley lays a reassuring hand on your arm. Everything all right? You seem a little out of sorts. This is the exact same bar. This is the exact same bar where all the strange shit went down. Oh, I'm fine, mostly trying to fight off boredom. Nods, enjoy it while you can. When things get busy, you'll be pining for the days when it was slow. So even the dancers don't get a break? Unless they need to be on stage, many of them will help out with the waitstaff. The tips must be great, though. If you're talking money, yes. If you're talking about something a little further south, well, some customers need to be escorted out. The stuffed mushrooms. The stuffed mushroom appetizers. That's what she means by that. Okay. I figured that would be an occupational hazard of the job, amongst other things. Oh, would you care to elaborate further? Perhaps, assuming you continue to work here. I can't complain so far. If someone gets a bit grabby, though, signal me or the bouncer. We are not weak. Okay. Before you realize what is happening, your left hand curls into a fist and you bring it down on the bar counter. Ashley jumps back about half a foot at the thump and cracks Splinter from the point of impact. Holy shit. We just, had a minor Hulk out. Or you can handle yourself. Luscious, sorry, I don't know what came over me. I could send you home if you need a night off. Stress can hit the best of us. No, that won't be necessary, I promise. At that moment, a group of middle-aged men come in, making their way to a back table. A couple of them glance at the dancer on stage, but they seem to be otherwise preoccupied. Looks like your boredom is at an end. I can trust that you won't maim our customers. I'll be good, I swear. Smirks. Shame, I like a bad girl at times. Ashley then turns away and you make your way over to the table. The men grow silent at your arrival. Good evening, I'm Kaitlyn, and may I take... Oh, good God. Oh, good God. I forgot this happened. I totally forgot this happened. Joshua, what are you doing here? Dad? The rest of the group goes silent, absorbed by the unfolding drama. Boner killer. Well, are you going to answer my question? Not that it is really any of your business, but I'm working. Frowns. You're working here? You call this work? Are you trying to shame me? Seriously? You came in here, so what does that say about you? Well... Grasp his neck. Watch his eyes pop. You feel a menacing presence come up behind you, quelling the inner turmoil that was building. In a voice close to a growl, is everything all right here? Yes, ma'am. I'm just trying to take everyone's order. Joshua's face turns slightly crimson and he glances at Ashley. Say, I know you. You used to babysit. Oh, God, it just keeps getting worse. Oh, Lord. Are you going to order, sir? Kaitlyn, we are going to leave. No, we aren't. Face darkens. I'm going to have to ask you to leave, sir. Stay out of this. Okay, lift Joshua up, slam the table, let Ashley handle things. Slam the table. Kaitlyn smash. A surge of adrenaline courses through your body and quickly ends the budding argument with another slam on the table. This time, a sizable chunk of the table breaks off and hits the floor. Never use IKEA furniture in your strip club. Eyes bulging. What just... Interrupting. If you don't leave of your own volition, I will have security escort you out. I promise they won't be as gentle. I'm a slut, damn it. A visible gulp escapes most of the group and they begin to gather their things. Ashley whispers to you, normally that would come out of your pay, but this time I will give you a pass. Eventually things calm down as the group leaves almost as quickly as they arrived. You take a deep breath and run a finger through your hair. That was fun. That was awkward as hell, you mean. It could have been much worse. Oh? You could have been dancing, for one thing. I guess this is an occupational hazard. You could say that. Of course, I was also afraid you were going to tear Joshua's head off. Grimaces, but I didn't. No, and I'm proud of you for that. Are you going to be alright if you need a place to crash tonight? I'm going to be fine. Did something like this ever happen to you? Yes, I really don't speak to my family much as a result. I would understand if you decide to quit. Am I being fired? Shakes head. No, but if you changed your mind about being here. Hell no, let me dance, or I don't know. I don't know. Green slime rains down on her head. I honestly don't know. Take your time to decide. I'll do that. Go ahead and take a few minutes for yourself. That won't be necessary. On Saturday and Sunday, you can either relax at home, get a small improvement on energy and stress, visit a spa, bigger effects but expensive. Starting from week 3, you can also go out on a date or buy a gift for one of the love interests. Both activities have a variable cost in terms of money and energy. Let's see. We're at 24% stress, 32% energy. We have $233. Let's see. Something and something there. So let's see. We were fairly stressed out, or not super stressed, honestly. I think if we just relax, we'll probably be good, so. Spends the Saturday at home watching TV, eat some delicious food, playing with Nick, buying the latest indie game, and one word, relax. Okay. And Sunday. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and do the same thing. Okay. So now we have to decide if we want to keep the same activity rates going. So is there anything that we want to increase or decrease doing? Decrease the strip joint? Yeah. How's that? That good? Okay. And think that'll work then? Yeah, but you know, combined together, you know, we'll get the extra money we get. It seems to be mostly fun money that we have to worry about. At least as far as I can tell. Check the romances for a minute. We're about even on all the relationships. Victor is the only one where we have ones in both of his categories. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw a save spot down here. Alright. And week 2, start. You awaken once more, but you find yourself feeling drained. Your bed feels like it's wrapped in cotton, and it takes an act of willpower to leave the comfort of your bed. You can't explain just why you're feeling tired all of a sudden. It would be one thing if you were partying every night, but other than going to the bar the previous week, your nights have been quite dead. Great choice of words. You glance at your bed and see that it looks like a tornado hit it once more. Yeah, as you can see. Blankets are strewn halfway across the room while some of the pillows are practically in the windowsill. Taking a deep sigh, you slowly start to pick up your room when there is a knock on your door. Who is it? The door opens and your stepfather steps inside. He is holding a phone and starts to talk. Your mother is on the other end. Good Lord, what happened in here? I had a bad dream. What were you dreaming of, World War III? I think so. In the light of the day, I can't remember. If you do remember, I'm always willing to lend a sympathetic ear. You know, we can meet at the strip club and talk. Yeah, it's a strange dichotomy that happens there. Thanks, Dad. So what does Mom want? Here, you can talk to her yourself. Your stepfather hands you the phone, gives you a final glance at your room, and then exits to give you privacy. Yeah, better late than never. Hey, Mom. Hi, honey. I hope I didn't call at a bad time. No, I was just making my bed. Then everything else all right there? There's a worried edge to your mother's voice, one that you only notice during times of concern. Hence, worry. Perfectly fine. Why? It's just a feeling I have. I guess your brother has me a little on edge. What happened? He didn't ask someone to marry him yet? Do you hear me squealing in joy? No, there was a bad day or two last week. They started yelling in their sleep about darkness, and for some reason you were in it. Are you still there? Sorry, Mom, I was just getting ready for the day. Alright, I will talk to you later, sweetie. Love you or something, whatever. Today is a quiet day in the shop, much like most of the other days you worked here. Not that there aren't customers, but the day would go by a bit faster if more people actually shopped at your location. On the other hand, Sabrina said the owner didn't mind if you surfed the internet or brought in a book when it is slow. Of course, it isn't like Sabrina is around as much as you might have expected, since with your hire, she is often out making special deliveries for hours at a time. However, today isn't like that since Sabrina's been with you all morning. Is your father having an affair? No, Mom. He is going to strip clubs, though. Are summers normally this dead? Yep, things pick up when the university is back in session. So why did you hire somebody, then? Not that I want to sound like I'm complaining, but why hire me? Wow, Damn, I'm good. Well, the owner likes to have someone she trusts to run the store, which obviously applies to you. But she also gets a lot of special requests in the summer, and having you here is a big help. If you say so, I just don't feel like I'm doing my fair share. Sabrina lays her hand on yours and gives you a gentle smile. Her hand feels strangely warm on yours, and you could swear her pulse raced in that moment. Remember, they're stepsisters. Technically not incest. Have to deliver new music to the strip club. Would that be in the soundtracks, or the und tracks section here? Don't ever think that. A look of concern crosses Sabrina's face, and she pulls back. What is it? Your skin felt a little cold to me. Is the air conditioner running too much? No, it feels fine to me. Huh, alright. Just remember, this is an old building, and sometimes the equipment goes on the fritz. So do you think one of these days I could go with you when you make a delivery run? No. 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 But? You are slightly surprised by the rather strong tone that Sabrina just took. You glance at her speculatively. There is something you aren't telling me. No, I'm not. So is that a confirmation? You're not telling me something. Yes. Sabrina, I could always tell when you lie. But I'm not lying. But you're evading. Look, you just have to trust. You've been saying that a lot lately. Look, I do trust you, but you have to admit things look very suspicious. ... Hell, I haven't even seen our boss. If it wasn't for the pay stub, I would be worried we were involved in something illegal. Something illegal involving music, that'd be called Napster. Like what? Like drug running? I love that that's the first thing she thinks of. But not out of the realm of possibility if you weren't thinking supernatural. Which she really should be, given everything she's seen in the last week, but I don't know. It isn't anything like that. Look, can we talk about anything else? You know, the Pirate Festival comes up later this year. Can we talk about literally anything else? Pirate Festival. Yes. I didn't think you liked such a thing. It can be fun with the right company. Now it makes me want to find a dress like the one you drew in the sketch. You like the dress? I like most of your art, and I wouldn't mind seeing you do more. Maybe you will. Before you can continue the conversation, the shop phone rings, and Sabrina picks it up instantly. Cordelia's Sabrina's voice dies down, and her face grows more serious. While she doesn't say much more, you hear her mention a location on Willow Street and that it has to be done within 2 hours. Sabrina sighs once she hangs up. Is there like a Domino's pizza in this record shop along with this? Like, if you don't get your music in 30 minutes or less? Sorry about that, but I have to go. It's alright. I'll keep an eye on the store. He casts a look at the empty shop. Somehow I think I will survive. Staring at Aretha Franklin. Or Diana Ross, I forget who sang that. Damn it. Thanks. Sabrina makes her way to the back room. From the sounds of it, she is going through several boxes, and then you hear her exit out the back door. The store remains quiet for about 30 minutes, and you wonder if there would be a problem changing the music over the loudspeaker when someone enters. He looks around the shop, a shifty look on his face when he focuses on you. Hello, sir. How may I... Interrupting. Is Sabrina here? I'm afraid she is, and she's out making a special delivery. However, if I can help... Do you want to date and get a job? I wonder what kind of job this guy would give her. Probably as like a roadie for Rancid or the Dead Kennedys or something like that. Do you know when she'll be back? It might be 10 minutes or it might be 2 hours. It honestly depends on size. I really don't have that kind of time. Listen, when you see her again, tell her I found the item and will return it. No one has to die. What? What are you... Just tell her. Then it seems like a flash of red hits your vision, and there is something slightly different about the man. You're uncertain what it is, then you notice his ears. It's a bit of a point there. Sir, your ears. However, the man isn't paying attention, and he quickly exits the store. His eyes were red, too. I mean, you know, you can get some clear eyes for that. I don't know what you do about the ears. Another half hour passes when you hear the back door open, and Sabrina makes her way back to the front. Or front to the back, yeah. Anything happen while I was gone? Oh, did it ever. Yeah, a man came in here looking for you. Sabrina tenses up at this declaration. Entirely possible, Misfit Kitten. Entirely possible. Did he give a name? No, but it looked like he was wearing a kilt of some kind. That would be Sean Connery. He had a message. He said he found the item and he will return it. He said that no one has to die. Sabrina's face remains impassive as you deliver the news, and then she gives a slight nod. Sabrina, just what in the hell is going on? Who is going to die? Sean was probably over-exaggerating. Maybe a little bit of, mauling, not actual death. You seem to be scared half to death. Look, you can tell me the truth. Sabrina looks at you, and there is a quiver in her cheek. For a moment you think she is going to say something, and then she shakes her head, a wet sheen in the corner of her eye. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Sean knows better than to make things public. Convince her to leave whatever is going on, ask if you could help her with whatever, press her about what is going on. Convince her to leave. And the artist alignment went up. Interesting. Sabrina, I don't know what you were involved in, but it's obviously not safe. You don't know. No, I don't know, and you've made it clear you aren't telling. I think you should leave, whatever it is. I can't. Can't or won't. ... I like the Game Grumps explanation for that. Fred. Kaitlyn, I promise, Fred. It's alright, you'll tell me when you tell me. However, don't think I won't have questions and concerns. I understand. Like, why did Sean have pointed ears and then didn't? You saw... No, I can't talk about it. The most interesting part of the day was when a customer asked for a refund, stating that he was rather displeased that in playing it backward it told him the best ways to recycle instead of how to summon a Dark Lord. Well, you know, Peter, Paul, and Mary, you wouldn't expect. Today you find yourself in a microscope, and it takes you back to some of the labs you took before you graduated. What am I examining again? The presence of various spores, molds, and fungus. Yep. Alright, where did these samples come from again? Do you know the old Hawthorne place on Sycamore? Hawthorne? Wait, are you talking about Mad Widow Hawthorne? No, I'm talking about Gentle Grandmother Hawthorne. Personally, I think she was just misunderstood. Misunderstood? Taking an axe to your husband to stop him from snoring is a few steps beyond a misunderstanding. Hey, at least she didn't cut his penis off or something. You know, that shows amazing restraint. It was a little extreme, I grant you. However, I have a theory why she did it. Because she didn't own a daikatana? Are you going to say she was haunted? That is one, if unlikely, explanation. Wait, you seem to be familiar with the place. Why is that? Well, I spent the night there back when I was a teenager, and before you ask, yes, I know the place was abandoned. Actually, I was more curious why you would spend the night there. I was 16 with a bunch of friends, and we dared each other to stay there. It was one of the creepiest nights of my life. But did you see anything out of the unusual? Yeah, I saw an old crazy woman murder Grandpa with an axe, but no, not that can't be explained away, such as the moon or something like that. However, it was just eerie, for lack of a better term. Can't be explained away, such as the moon. I was like, that big thing in the sky? Pfft, it's the moon. Don't worry about it. Well, I have a theory as to why that is. You're going to be examining several samples for some kind of spore, mold, or fungus. I think I get what you're saying. If we detect the presence of these... Indeed, as you know, some fungi are hallucinogenic. Magic mushrooms, yeah, they're the really fun guy. Exactly. If we detect the presence of fungal infiltration, it could help explain why people think the place is haunted. Their minds might be under the influence of something. We will find the ghost of Timothy Leary. And could explain why Miss Hawthorne gave her husband 40 whacks. Whack 'em, whack 'em, whack 'em! Precisely. Speaking of investigating, do you think I will be going along on one soon? Or do you think I'm incapable of helping you? Okay, yeah, just, bash with that request. What? No, certainly not. I did graduate with a degree in chemical engineering. Hell, if you were worried about foreign substances, including manifestations of the supernatural, I would be a big help. There's one growing in my brain as we speak. You make a very valid point. Then why haven't I been allowed to go, if it is lack of experience? It isn't that. So often it can be boring with little to show for it. Please, I am used to there being negative results. Patience is one thing any engineer has to cultivate. Smiles. Then I will put together a list of potential places to investigate, and you will have your pick. I look forward to it. Well, I better get back to examining your mold. Yes, this kind of thing is exactly what you want to say to a prospective lover. I'll rub the penicillin on you, baby. Victor gives a wave of his hand and walks off to do one of his other duties. You soon lose track of time as you examine Victor's samples for any kind of fungal contamination. It is during this time you become aware of a faint ringing in your ears. There it is again. You look down to your phone, but see that it is quiet. Then you notice the sound is coming from the cabinet. A quick examination reveals an old landline phone in Victor's cabinet. Commissioner Gordon? You debate a second or two whether answering the phone is among your duties, but decide if it is important, Victor would prefer to know. Hello? Oh, a female voice. Oh, excuse me, I must have the wrong number. That's quite all right. Have a good day. You too, dear. There is an audible click as the person on the other end hangs up. You shrug and put the receiver back down when the phone starts ringing again. Hello? Oh my, don't tell me I misdialed again. Perhaps I can help you. Were you looking for someone in particular? I doubt Victor would be there, after all. Oh, Victor stepped out for a moment. I don't know when he will be back, but can I take a message? However, the person on the other end doesn't seem to have heard your response. Instead, you hear something quite different. Female voice. Harold, come here. There is someone you have to talk to. It's a young lady, and she is with Victor. There is some minor static as the phone on the other end changes hands, and you hear a deeper voice speak. This is Harold Hammond. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Well, I'm Kaitlyn. So my wife is correct. Victor does seem to have company over. Interesting. Pardon? Sorry, just expressing my surprise. It isn't like Victor to have company of any kind, but this is a pleasing development nonetheless. We thought he was gay. We thought he was going to be produced asexually and divide like an amoeba. Tell me, young lady, do you come from a suitable background? I don't know how that is any of your business. Where my son is concerned, well, it doesn't matter for the moment. I don't have long to stay on the line, but I want to give you an offer. I'm sure you're aware of Victor's obsession with this paranormal nonsense. Yes, The voice continues, and you get the impression he is used to getting his own way. If you can turn Victor from this ludicrous obsession, I will make it worth your while. What do you think I could do about this? You are the first woman I've met who admitted to knowing my son. Wow. Let alone being around him for any length of time. Damn. That means you must have some influence over him. Use it, and keep him from wasting his life with this stuff. Somehow I get the feeling Dad ain't going to be invited to the wedding. It is not up to me. It's been a pleasure talking with you, but I'm afraid business calls. The other end hangs up with an audible click. You put the receiver down, but this time there is no return call. You wait a few minutes just in case when Victor re-enters the room. I thought I heard a phone ring. You did. I'm a bit surprised you still have a landline. Oh, sorry, my headphones shorted out. Victor shrugs, and you swear you hear the crackle of static electricity in the gesture. Cell phones don't last very long around me, so who called? First your mother, maybe. You're not sure whether it was my mother or not? No, she put someone named Harold. She put someone named Harold soon after. Don't you mean put him on? I don't know the reference. I never followed Persona 3. But the Victor I'm thinking of is the Frankenstein's monster from Darkstalkers, who not only was incredibly ripped, but also had electric-based punches and kicks and things like that. Frowns. My father. What did he want? Tell him or evade. Tell him. Yeah. Your father. He thought I could change your mind about your interests. I see. Well, I can't say that I'm surprised. I never saw eye to eye with my father. He wants someone he can mold into the perfect businessman. It's sort of a family legacy. Given the kind of business he mentioned her grandparents being involved in, if I remember right, it was bootlegging, and I remember something being mentioned about the mob. Yeah. But didn't you say you got an inheritance from your grandfather? On my mother's side. She doesn't really understand this either, but neither has it become an issue with her. Victor sighs and he starts to turn away when he stops and glances in your direction. So, do you think I spend too much time in here? Yes or no? No. Okay. Nerd alignment 2. I guess it depends on the person. I mean, if you're happy, then that's the important thing. And you? Would you be happy in such a situation? I think so. Ultimately, you have to be happy with who you are. Even if that would make you a hermit. That's not for me to say. Anyways, I didn't mean to cause this digression. If you are still interested in some field work, here are a few locations you could take a look at. Let me finish analyzing your spores first. And they say romance is dead. You and Victor went to a new site today, only to quick retreat when the radiation meter went off the chart. The two of you underwent a decontamination procedure, which Victor promised would reduce the chances of developing an extra limb by 90%. This episode's Holiday in Cambodia was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, D.I.O.D., Jumpy Cat, Shin Majin, the post-production contributions of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my strictly off-the-record Lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.